There were two major protests. One was a pro-Palestine protest, and the other one was pro-Israel protest. The pro-Palestinian protest took place on Saturday, same square where the very next day a pro-Israeli protest took place. And this time pro-Palestinian counter-protesters showed up and things got a little ugly. The streets were filled with tear gas and pepper spray. I got punched in the face. Pedestrians who had nothing to do with the protest got affected. A couple people got arrested. Traffic was halted. Take a look at this crazy footage.
Wow, I know that footage might look like it was shot somewhere in the Middle East, but that was indeed the scene last weekend in Montreal when pro-Hamas and pro-Israel supporters clashed, throwing fists and projectiles as the Montreal police lobbed tear gas canisters. It was a shameful and disturbing scene. And what was the deal with the thug who sucker punched our chief videographer? And that would be Mocha. Well, joining me now is the target of the attack, Mocha Bezirgan himself. So Mocha, you don't have a dog in this race. I'm talking about the ongoing tensions between the Palestinian Authority and the Israeli government. You're just in Montreal playing witness as a journalist to the protests that were occurring. What was the motivation for you getting sucker punched in the first place?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find an answer to. After the punch, I went after the attacker and I asked him, why did you punch me? Why did you punch me? And it was more of a like, to me it was like some kid came in and I said, no, 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 and I ran away. I was under shock of that because I'm like, what just happened and why did it happen? I'm trying to make sense of it. And he wouldn't look me in the eye. He would keep walking away. And he started denying that it was him. His friends would try to push me away. So because I can't communicate with him, I escalated to the people who were basically kind of organizing the protest, like showing the way, where to go, what to do. I said, hey, are you guys in a position of authority? Something like, somebody punched me and they just pushed me around. Pushed me away from them. Yeah. So, nobody is helping me. So I went to the police this time. Luckily, we were passing through a police officer. And I said, officer, this person with this hat punched me. And he called him over. And he watched the video. In my video, it's not clear who punched me. So the police said, I can't really see. Plus, the guy who punched me was like, oh, what? I didn't, said something in French. And his lying friends, his low-character friends, they said, oh, it was in self-defense. Yes. The other one said, oh, Arabs are playing dirty, they have knives. The other ones, so they basically lied. And
well, Mocha, in their defense, it's so easy to mistake a cell phone for a knife. They almost look identical. But while you're saying, Mocha, it reminds me of the old chestnut about the Watergate scandal. It wasn't so much the crime, it was the cover-up. And that's what I think is almost as bad or even worse than the physical assault. It's that individual and his friends start making these preposterous lies that you've just checked off. And what I don't like about this is that I don't know where you are politically in terms of the conflict, and maybe it's not here nor there, but I'm about as pro-Israel as you can get. These were the pro-Israel demonstrators, and it makes a mockery of why people are pro-Israel. I look at Israel as a nation, an island in a sea of intolerance and hatred, surrounded by countries that want to wipe them off the map. One of the reasons I love Israel is it is a democracy. It does have freedoms. And for them to act physically, not just to another protester, but to someone who's a member of the media, that brings the very foundation of why I love Israel into disrepute when I see somebody acting in violence.
Well, it's only these particular protesters. Yep. To me, both sides were acting like elementary children, trying to steal each other's flags, and cheering for it, I asked myself, what am I doing here? And I went there as a third party, as a with clear conscience to just report what's going to happen, whatever happens, and that's what I did. But I didn't expect. I was more afraid of getting punched by a Palestinian protester than I was afraid of getting punched by an Israeli protester. It was very unexpected for me, but it happened, and it showed me that you never let your guard down.
Hey folks, that was an excerpt from my show, Rebel Roundup. Now, to get the full meal deal, why not go to Rebel News Plus, sign up, and never miss a Rebel News Plus show in the future.